It's Happy here, and I am back with how to write a happy song. So today we're going to go back to the last lesson where we put all of these words on our chart, and today we're going to learn how to make them into a song. So last week or last time we learned what the different numbers mean according to the colors on this chart, right? We got the gray, got the clear, the black, the blue, and so on and so forth. Next, we're going to use the perspective pyramid in our song structure chart to let us know where to fill in our words and how to freestyle. Now, the difference between this lesson and last time is you have the colors in the book, but now I'm going to show you how to do it with the numbers in case you don't have time to draw out a chart. All you have time to do is with the numbers. So first thing you're going to do if you have the paper is to fill in the chart. If you don't, the chart just lets you know why the numbers go in the order that they do. As you see, it's got 5, 4, 6, 3, 0, 7, 3, 1, 9, 8. The reason why I have that there is because people's eyes are most attracted to green first because trees and nature are green. Is what we're most conditioned to be most attracted to. So if you break this into like a prism of green, this is the order in which people will be attracted to light. With that being said, this is the order that we're going to write our song in. We're going to start, it doesn't go in order because this is the phases that we are traveling through, the steps. And this is the order that people care about it. If you've ever seen Pulp Fiction, you know that just because there's chronological order doesn't mean that chronological order is the best way to present your movie or your story. So as you can see from the book, after you get your perspective pyramid filled in, the first thing you got to do is make your hook, your green, your number 5. So in our example here, our number 5 is about the booth, the sound booth. So what I have written is fiddler on the roof, walls soundproof, damned if I do stop going in the booth. And what I did was write down a chart of the flow, right? Fiddler on the Roof is the name of a musical. Walls soundproof, okay? Fiddler to sound. Roof to walls. That's the reason why I use that next line. Damned if I do stop going in the booth. It's okay that neither one of these lined up with damned if I do because the whole phrase is damned if I do stop going to the booth. The booth brings back the soundproof, ties it back in if you ever get off flow. Do, stop, damned if I do stop going to the booth. Do you see how I play with juxtaposition? That's another literary element term, which just means playing around with squeezing opposites together in one short space. Okay, 2 videos we worked on flow and freestyling, and I came up with 16 bars, 16 lines, I'm sorry, and they were not all the way in our song order. Then I fit them in on this here chart. So we're going to go back to that freestyle and look at it real quick. So I have my alibi stands up. If you don't like it, then sit down. Been loving on my crown. I'm the empress of this town. House on royal, queen of the dream, can't get enough sleep, counting sheep, making green. As you can see, almost every word here got followed up with some kind of flow chaser. Stand up, sit down, liking, loving, crown to empress to royal to queen, town, house, getting green, money, paper, whatever other green things you like to get. Dream, sleep, counting sheep. See? Then we assigned keywords to each little 4-bar phrase, and we stuck them in here. Then we filled in the rest of the chart according to what we had and what we didn't have. Then that turned into the chart that we started this video off that I already erased, which turned into the perspective pyramid. And now we're going to use it to write the song. All right, if you can remember that this is the order that you write your keywords in, and then go with the flow and fill in a certain amount just according to how long you want your verse or song to be, then you will have an instant song every time. One that flows and one that makes sense to your audience. So using what we have here, and I just did a short little song, I'm going to show you what I have. You ready? So for the hook is booth. Fiddler on the roof, wall soundproof, damned if I do, stop going in the booth. Now we got to fill in one. Average, right? Verse 1, part 1. Average. Sounds above average, boom into the heavens. Winnie on my maverick, whisper counting blessings. Simple. You can double that or triple it or quadruple the length of it if you want to. I just stay with it short today. So next we have Empress. Boom. And I have my alibi stands up. If you don't like it, then sit down. Been loving on my crown. I'm the Empress of this town. Next, verse 1, part 3. My city re-elected me. Metropolis respected the robotic repetition of the method singularity. This is the singularity method, in case you didn't know. Then I have life, verse 1, part 4. Guidelines to living, dying to be led. Follow me about the grave tombstone head. Next, you have, in reality, the song, you would go back to your hook, which is, fiddler on the roof, wall soundproof, damned if I do, stop going in the booth. Realistically, you would repeat that and probably take a piece of it and chant it over and over again. About the length of half a verse. So, now we're on verse 2, part 1. Boom, that's right here. Silence. I have call it a silent auction. Hush and call your bets. Wager on your puppy. Skin cats get wet. Hopefully you can see all these connections. I'm not really using a whole lot of new literary elements that I haven't gone over. If you would like to learn more literary elements, I'm going to make a video on just those. Or you can go back and look at the book or look at other videos where I've explained a few of them. Verse 2, part 3 is what I have, the location transformation. Change up the scene, cinema clean, moving like powder, transformation mean. Simple. Verse 2, part 4. Mourning your career, don't quit your day job, play around and get mobbed like corn on the cob. Then you have your bridge, which comes right before the hook after your second verse. Fleece on cash flow. This is something not new. Fleece on cash flow. Suit on Creflo. Casket sharp mark a bleep like Castro. Goodness gracious, that's a tongue twister, and I talked about that last time with the consonants and assonants. All right. The last step is to pick your instrumental. It's good to write to music, but maybe not the song that not the exact instrumental that you want to put these words to. Just write to your favorite music. Always have music playing so that way you don't get stuck on one monotone flow. And whatever you wrote to, like, say, if you start listening to Pandora and you write to Pandora, well, the songs are changing and it's going to be a very versatile song because you're gonna most likely match the artist that's already rapping their flow, and if they're changing up and the song is changing, then you will have a pretty universal song that could go with any kind of beat that you want to. So after you get your song written, you should choose your instrumental and put it on there. My method is to choose a instrumental that's already a radio hit, just because it's already a radio hit and you can record yourself to it and see what you sound like next to somebody who's already made it. And if you don't like it, then you can change it. Then pick an instrumental that's original. Get an original producer to kind of mimic that feel, because now you have the genre already and you have the feel, the mood that you want from a professional sounding perspective, versus starting off with your own instrumental, writing to it, and discovering that's not really what you want, because maybe the track is not radio ready, or it just adds another element of confusion. And I'm trying to start with what you absolutely know and then go to what you don't know. Hopefully that helps you understand how to use this book a little bit better. Make sure you get you one off of Amazon or facebook.com/triggerhappyproduction. You can order it there. Until next time, that's all, folks.